A reading from the book of Job. Job chapter 10, verse 1 through 22. I loathe my life. I will give myself up to complaint. I will speak from the bitterness of my soul. I will say to God, do not put me in the wrong. Let me know why you oppose me. Is it a pleasure for you to oppress, to spurn the work of your hands, and smile on the plan of the wicked? Have you eyes of flesh? Do you see as man sees? Are your days as the days of a mortal, and are your years as a man's lifetime? That you seek for guilt in me and search after my sins, even though you know that I am not wicked, and that none can deliver me out of your hand? Your hands have formed me and fashioned me. Will you then turn and destroy me? Oh, remember that you fashioned me from clay. Will you then bring me down to dust again? Did you not pour me out as milk and thicken me like cheese? With skin and flesh you clothed me. With bones and sinews knit me together. Grace and favor you granted me, and your providence has preserved my spirit. Yet these things you have hidden in your heart. I know that they are your purpose. If I should sin, you would keep a watch against me, and from my guilt you would not absolve me. If I should be wicked, alas for me. If righteous, I dare not hold up my head, filled with ignominy and sodden with affliction. Should I lift up? You hunt me like a lion. Repeatedly you show your wondrous power against me. You renew your attack upon me and multiply your harassment of me. In waves your troops come against me. Why then did you bring me forth from the womb? I should have died, and no eye have seen me. I should be as though I had never lived. I should have been taken from the womb to the grave. Are not the days of my life few? Let me alone, that I may recover a little, before I go whence I shall not return, to the land of darkness and of gloom, the black, disordered land, where darkness is the only light. Here, Job finally giving in to the complaints, to the suggestions of his friends. He says to God that he has lived righteously, that he has lived a good life, and he cannot understand why God has let wickedness befall him. And so he's asking God, why did you bring me into this world? Did you bring me into this world just for this suffering? Why did you bring me into this world? Why are all of these struggles, these calamities befalling me? Job did not yet know of the meaning of suffering because Jesus had not yet come. When Jesus comes, we see that in this suffering there is new life. In death, there's resurrection. In carrying our cross, there is salvation. I want you to think about this, that Job, who did not know about the resurrection, who did not know about the crucifixion, who did not know about the incarnation, that Jesus would become man, he lived a righteous life. He lived the best life maybe of anyone in his day. God even said that this was the best of my servants. And Job was given suffering. The loss of his property, the sickness of his body, the death of his children. And so he is pleading with God, arguing with God, confused with God. What we're going to see later in the book of Job is that God will appear, that God will begin to speak to Job, but that even what God says will not make sense until we see the crucifixion, until we see the incarnation. It is only in Jesus Christ that suffering, that trials, that toil make sense. It is only in Jesus Christ that our struggles in this life become treasures in the next life. It is only through Christ that despite our trials, our toils, our struggles, our persecution, our crosses, that we can have true joy, true peace, true patience, kindness, knowledge, fear of the Lord, that we can have true blessedness.